Okay, so listen up guys, we got only the speaker in the front room. So when we're talking, we need you guys to be not talking, please. Turn the lights off. Okay, so I'm Jared Mueller. I've been the director for Volleyball in the Premier League for so long. Well, first off, just thank everybody for coming, and this has been really big for all of us, and we're really excited to finally get it started. And everybody here has made it happen. I want to first thank a bunch of our sponsors and team owners. So first of all, thank you Home and Away for hosting us today. Also, as our league sponsors, Volleyball Alberta. And the Volleyball Gym for hosting the showcase, which was a success. And one of the biggest thank yous to, we'll get to you guys as we go through the draft, but to all of our owners, okay, all of our 7 owners, thank you guys so much for facilitating this. Also, I want to thank all of the volunteers that we've had setting up the event. So, before we get started, I want to make sure that this whole thing is made happen through Jackie and Joe, and they want to have a little chat with you guys to introduce themselves and let you know how it all got started.
Hey guys, well, that's louder than I thought. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say that Joe and I are so happy to be here tonight. We're super excited to get to take part in the big kickoff event. Honestly, this is one of the most fun events of the night, just like finding out what team you get to play for and meeting all your coaches and owners. And it's a really special night for us to be able to come out to Calgary and be a part of. Alberta in general was a natural progression for this league. I mean, I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, and I'm excited to be here and kind of, for those of you who don't know, I played at the University of Alberta, and so this is a very familiar place for me, so I'm thanks, Tim. So I'm super excited to be here tonight. I just want to reiterate what Jaron said, like, this wouldn't happen without all of the people sitting here in front of you guys, so thank you again, owners, coaches, everyone that's helping take part in these teams. Like, you guys are super lucky as athletes to have people like this that are willing to support the post-secondary development of volleyball within Canada. So big round of applause for those guys. Joe and I decided to start this about 1.5 years ago now because we both experienced playing overseas in places where volleyball, it wasn't necessarily as big as going to Italy or going to places where people are playing full time. We got to experience firsthand being in communities where people were working or going to school and having the opportunity to keep playing the sport that they love. And we wanted to be able to provide that opportunity here because it's not currently available. And it's so important for us to be able to let athletes play for as long as possible to really grow the game and provide those role models for all of the kids coming up through the youth programs. So I'm going to pass it over to Joe, who's going to talk a little bit about our role within the volleyball community.
So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but all of the One Volleyball staff here tonight, their names start with a J. So, you can refer to us as the J Squad. But yeah, so if you want to work for One Volleyball, basically, your name has to start with a J. But also, Jamie, yes. I'm actually kidding. First of all the people who are here are volunteers, and I think that's really important for all of the athletes to know because you're reaping the benefits of obviously a production where a lot of man hours are going into this. So that's first of all the most important thing to note is people are putting a lot of time into this, and to just keep that in mind as we're going throughout the entire season. But something really important to note that I said to the Toronto draft athletes last night was bringing on Ontario Volleyball and Volleyball Canada and Volleyball Alberta this year was a really important stepping stone for us to kind of close this gap of this adult part of volleyball that doesn't really exist. And the fact that they're kind of coming on board to support us, I think is really important because they're acknowledging that this is important and that it's needed. And the fact that you guys are here, you're acknowledging that you want it. So I think that that's a really strong start to the Premier League in Canada, and hopefully next year we're in more provinces and it just takes off from there. So thank you again to everybody for being here, and hopefully you have a lot of fun. And one housekeeping item, you guys all have these lanyards. This is what's going to get you into the games, so please make sure you don't lose it or forget it at the games, because people who are at the door might not necessarily know who you are. So just make sure that you have that and hold on to it. And the other thing, obviously because that creates a little bit of buzz, when people's names are being called up here, if you guys can keep the chatter until after the entire team is announced, because it's really important to acknowledge the people who are being presented on these teams, and it's obviously really hard for people at the back to hear. So at the end, you guys can chat a little bit. Between the women's and the men's draft, we're going to take a 15-minute break so you guys can chatter amongst yourselves, grab a drink, and then we'll reset after 15 minutes. Make sense? Without further ado, Jared's your MC for the night. He's going to take it from here.
All right, you guys ready to start? Okay, great. So we're going to do about 5 more minutes of housekeeping stuff. So we're going to start with the ladies, and each team is going to come up. They're going to announce their first pick. They're going to walk up to the stage. They're going to shake hands. Then they're going to announce their second pick. They'll walk up, and then the team is going to name the rest of their team in no specific order. Well, alphabetically. So, does that make sense? All right, so the first round draft pick went to JVC Rain. Spinola Lee Brody, Coach Chadwick.
Okay, I'll hijack the mic for just a second while Reed is talking with Jared. Very quickly, JVC, as you guys may or may not know, is a brand new facility in Calgary. It wouldn't be possible without the help of Matt and Dee Stainer, who are here in the front row with us. Can you guys wait, please? Without their vision to continue to push for high-performance women's volleyball, high-performance volleyball in general, this wouldn't be possible. So a quick thank you to you guys before we pick the team. Come check out the JVC. It's a brand new facility. It's awesome. You guys want to see it.
Great. So we chose the team name as Rain, just in case, I don't know, just because we were planning on winning. But thank you. So we got the first overall pick in the draft. A drum roll, maybe. Women's top pick in the One Volleyball League is Leah. Leah, are you up? I won't take my time. Our second pick is Andrea Price. And to finish off, we have a roster of 14 athletes in no particular order. Sophia Furlan, Sky Thompson, Lauren Koskowicz, Megan Mealy, Kylie Willis, Julia Zonic, Joss Androle, Jillian Ma, Courtney Davis, Claire Standring, Amanda Baker, and Ali Runge.
There you have it, folks.
Hey, let's hear it for JVC Rain.
JVC Rain. They picked first overall. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Lee. Thank you for tuning in to the 2018 Calgary Premier League One Volleyball Athlete Draft.
Booth over there and take your team
Thank you so much for watching as we are in the midst of unveiling the draft results for the best in the West in this inaugural event. Chev Kennick, normally the setter for the Dinos, Calgary Dinos during the regular season, and they pick up Andy Price in the second round as well. Julia Zonnevel, the U Sports All-Rookie team member last season, and she will be fun to watch.
Draft position was Trolley 5 and Hit Volleyball Venom.
Trolley 5 and Hit Volleyball Venom, they'll be picking second. And they're about to unveil their draft picks. Going back to the Reign for a second here, they felt they got really good value with Julia Zonnevel in round number 3. They also felt that Megan Mealy will be a sleeper pick for them.
How's everyone
Mealy
doing
coming
today?
in round number 5.
It's great to see
A young player, and she's
volleyball
committed to
coming
Trinity
out,
Western
young
in the fall of
old.
2018. And here's Ernie
Carson
Sue
and I are excited
to announce
about
the
upcoming
picks for
One
Trolley
Volleyball
5 Hit
season.
Venom.
Great job by Jaron this year in Calgary to be putting it together, so we're going to put a round of applause together. We are proud to announce our number 1 and 2 picks, Tiffany Proudfoot and Tasha Holmes. And the rest of our team in no particular order: Adrielle Goodman, Alex Donahue, Angelica Queering, Brittany Baker, Clara Serrano, Julia Kreisen, Yana Ogle, Jessie Boyle, Joelle Savard, Maya Frew, Veronica Headley, and Maddie Williscroft.
A solid team for the Venom as they select Tiff Proudfoot, first round outside hitter, last playing for the Pandas in her collegiate career. Tash Holness in the middle, they'll be strong up the gut. Alex Donahue just wrapping up her career with the MRU Cougars, and she will be solid on the outside for the Venom. Talking to the Venom after the draft, their value pick, Joelle Savard in round number 9. And they can't believe they landed her there. Sherbrooke University alum. Their sleeper pick, Jana Ogle, in round number 8. And she's a tough matchup for a lot of people. Left-handed hitter, she's got good length at the net. And this will be a fun team to watch.
Round of applause for Trolley 5 Hit Volleyball.
Tash Holness leading the way, playing for the national team, and she's also played all around the world. Indonesia, Austria, Spain, Germany, Azerbaijan, Romania, and France. That's quite the list there. So next up, coming up will be the CMS Crush. They will be led by head coach Chris Wandler, the RDC Queens head coach, Art O'Dwyer, Carolyn O'Dwyer, and Sandra Lamb in support as well.
We realize we don't represent a volleyball program or beer, but we represent the Calgary Montessori School. We we are celebrating our 99th year in Calgary. We have been educating little ones for a very, very long time, and we're just happy to have raised some volleyball players over the years, and so we're happy to be involved.
I get to be Carolyn Maguire, so it's the best day of my life. So CMS Crush, first pick overall is Olivia Ferlin. Crush's second pick is not here, but it is Hillary Howe. And then in no particular order, Kelly Fittenberg, Miranda Dow, Megan Brennan, Natalia Kimanova, Nicole Davis, Ophelia Liu, Taylor Ellis, Taylor Gust, Taylor Wixon, Bailey Mueller, and Rhea Tressner.
Now this is quite the team as the Crush somehow snagged Liv Ferlin first in the first round, third overall. And she's played for the junior national team and last playing for UBC. She's still playing with UBC. Hillary Howe in the second round, MRU Cougar. So their outside hitters will be Miranda Daw, RDC, and Megan Brennan from SAIT. Natalia Klemenova, first-year libero with MRU. She looked outstanding last year, and that is your CMS Crush crew.
And making way back to the photo, please.
So they'll be good at libero. Their passing will be great. They'll be a fun team to watch as we now get set for maybe the most vibrant group to come on stage here. It is Cold Garden, led by head coach Dallas Sunias, Curtis James on the coaching staff as well.
Shocker, but the last pick was Cold Garden. And owner of Cold Garden is Graham Allard.
We're one of the beer kids. Streams this way. We're one of the beer kids. Live stream. This Must Be, the volleyball team, is our name. If you've been to the brewery, we have an IPA called This Must Be the IPA. Talking Red Song. Cool, best IPA in Alberta by the by. And I'm going to pass it over to Jaron for any mispronunciations and lie on his shoulders.
Thanks. Thanks, Dan. So, first pick overall for Cold Garden is Jamie Tebow.
Extra excitement from Dallas Sunias there, the husband of Jamie Tebow.
Their second pick is Abby Spratt. And in no particular order, Amanda Moffett-Latch, Chelsea Fox, Devin Bora, Bob Walsh, Jackie Slow, Jade Van Dyke, Julian Lynch, Jennifer Smith, Kaylee Fisk, Kirsten Shrugmas, Deanna Crampton, Melina Wood, and Victoria Dayton. Sorry for mispronouncing names.
So Cold Garden picks up the top middle in the draft. Jamie Tebow, who's played on the junior and senior national teams. She's also played overseas in France, 2 times in Italy, Poland, and Indonesia. Their favorite value pick for Cold Garden, Amanda Moppet. And they grab her in the 3rd round. She played overseas in Évreux, France. And one pick that they were targeting was Jillian Ma. However, she was scooped up in round number 9 by JVC. And one of their favorite sleeper picks, Melina Wu.
That concludes our women's league.
She has played
so
for
now
the
take some
Pandas.
time to go to the washroom, grab some drinks, and we're going to reconvene in 15 minutes. Thank you.
We'll step aside for a few minutes here, and we'll be back to present the 2018 Men's Athlete Draft for the Calgary Premier League.
2 minutes remaining in your break. 2 minutes.
Welcome back inside Home and Away on 17th Ave here in Calgary, Alberta. The site for the 2018 Calgary Premier League 1 Volleyball Men's Draft. Once again, my name is Jeremy Lee, and we are bringing you the Men's Draft in just a few moments here. Just to recap the teams that will be picking, there happened to be a trade between the Dinos and Vogel LLP, the Smashing Gavels. And so the Smashing Gavels were picking at number 1. However, they've traded their slot selection to the Dinos. So now it will be the Dinos picking first overall. And so it'll go Dinos and then WM Wealth, JVC Timberjacks, and then bringing up the rear will be Vogel LLP. And the good news for the Smashing Gavels is that they will get a chance to do back-to-back picks because of the snake-style format of the draft. And so the Smashing Gavels will get selection number 4 and selection number 5, which happens to be the first pick in round number 2. So not a bad position to be in if you are the Smashing Gavels. But it will be the Dinos led by head coach Rod Durant, who also happens to be the head coach of the Dinos men's team. And they will make the first selection, which will greatly impact the draft. WM Wealth led by head coach Sean McKay and assistant coach Colton Demand. JVC Timberjacks, they have head coach Tony Shkolteski and David Lee. And for the Smashing Gavels, Sean Skye, the head coach for the Mount Royal University Cougars. He will be leading the charge on the bench with Tyler Fraser at the helm as well. And a pretty good women's draft too, as we saw Leah Shevkanik, the starting setter for the Calgary Dinos, and she was the first women's name to be called in the draft. And setter was a tough position to get the best talent, and so Shevkanik went early. And so we'll see here in the men's draft what happens. There seems to be a good crop of setters, including former Dino alumnus Jackson Maris and another fellow Dino, Alex Cook. So a couple of key players here. Taylor Arnett, another highlighted player in the draft. If you guys follow One Volleyball on Instagram, be sure to do so if you haven't, as they have some awesome things going on, and they've highlighted those players: Taylor Arnett, Jackson Maris, Keith West. And don't forget to smash that follow button on Instagram. This will be a fun showcase here in the next month coming up in June, as round number 1 will go June 4th. So pretty much the same format once again for this draft. We'll have Jaron Mueller coming up, and we'll go through team by team, and let's get fired up for the men's athlete draft. Now let's send it over to Jaron Mueller.
Check. All right. Let's start with the guys' draft. Get your seats, please. All right, quiet down in the back. Let's get this started. Can I get cold guard back to their table? Who's going to be the first pick? All right, listen up everybody, we're gonna get started. Guys in the back, you ready to go? All right, quiet down please. All right, so we'll get started with the guys. The first overall pick went to the Dinos. Rod Durant was not able to make it, so I am going to do the announcements. Oh, when you say my name. So, the first overall pick of the men's draft, the Dinos picked Alex Bader.
Former Dino Alex Bader goes first overall here in the 2018 men's athlete draft.
Second pick, also volleyball player coach, Alex Cook.
Dinos pick up a setter in the second round, Alex Cook, and he provides plenty of length at the net. And he'll be physical as well on the defensive end. Great pickup by the Dinos.
Okay, in no particular order for the rest of the team was Alexander Fabian, Hamish Hazelnut, Jacob Reed, John Isaacs, Jordan Lance, Juan Becerra, Kirill Browski, Liam Goop, Reese Lehman, player coach Sean Tuff, Tim Finnegan, and Will Young.
So 6 Dinos go to the Dinos team in the 2018 men's athlete draft. Alex Bader, Alex Cook, Sean Tuff, Liam Kuki, Reese Lehman, and Kirill Dabrowski. All the Dinos selected. John Isaacs, commonly known as Bahamas, and he's played on the junior and senior national team for the Bahamas. For the Dinos, their favorite value pick was Tim Finnegan in round number 5, the former RDC King, and Will Young, last playing Team Alberta Beach Volleyball as well, and you can bet that team will be in absolute tip-top shape as we head to the first round of games.
Our second position in the draft went to WM
Will Young, a fitness trainer for volleyball athletes. And now we will head to WM Wealth Greenbacks.
Matt McDowell and head coach Sean McCabe.
Announcements coming up for the Greenbacks.
Hello everyone, there's a lot of familiar faces here. I'd like to introduce our coach, Sean McCabe. We won't hold it against him, from Ontario, coming west. Yeah, saw the light. And my business partner, Matt McDowell. Our first draft pick, Keith West.
Former Dino and now UBC Thunderbird Keith West going first round for the WM Wealth Greenbacks. And Tim Taylor, the Australian native, goes in the second round for the Greenbacks.
And the rest of our team, Connor Compton, Jarvis Kachewski, Jeff Drakeford, Kyle Howe, Liam Laidlaw, Maddox Greaves, Mark Anderson, Mitchell Higgin, Nick Dubinsky, Savannah Rocking Bear, Scott Burnett, and Tyler Latulia.
This will be one of the funnest teams to watch in the games, as they are absolutely loaded on the outside. Keith West, Tim Taylor, Nick Dubinsky. Pipe City, here we come. Maddox Greaves will set the table for these hitters. Scott Burnett in the middle. Liam Laidlaw, physical presence up the gut as well. Kyle Hall, libero.
All right, let's hear it for the Greenbacks.
And there are plenty of spin serves to go around. Don't forget, all the games are being played at the State Campus Center Gymnasium here in Calgary, Alberta. And if you guys are not familiar with that venue, they have a fairly low ceiling, which could play a huge factor for these powerful spin serves. A bunch of them on that team right there.
JVC again with the Timberjacks.
JVC Timberjacks up next with the third overall pick.
Coach Kozacki.
Announcement coming up.
Hi, I'm Tony Shkolzensky. Sorry. This is Dave Lee, assistant coach, and Louis Barodi. And just to reiterate what they said before for the JVC Reign, the JVC Center is an awesome place. Second to none, you guys should check it out. We got some great courts there, great facility, great food, everything place there. And just to, without further ado, I will announce our first pick overall, Jackson Maris.
To the former Dino setter Jackson Maris, going first round, third overall to the JVC Timberjacks.
Second pick overall, Riley Friesen.
Former Mount Royal University Cougar Riley Friesen with the second round pick for the Timberjacks. And we'll be calling that combo a lot this season, Maris to Friesen.
And then in no particular order, the next picks, Brandon Hewing, Caleb Hickok, Cam Crockett, Graham Schmulin, Joel Auger, Keaton Strong, Mac McNichol, Matthew Hood, Parker Shika.
That would be Parker Soroshka getting drafted by the JVC Timberjacks.
Spencer Coulter and Tommy Lyon.
Tony Shkolkeski will have all season long to know that name.
JVC Timberjacks.
JVC Timberjacks have a well-balanced team on their hand. Tommy Lyon playing with Terpen, Sweden, along with Nick Dubinsky, who is on the WM Wealth Greenbacks. For the Timberjacks, their favorite value pick, Caleb Hickok at number 6, or a 6th round rather, Keaton Strom. They were just salivating to get him as he fell into their laps in round number 9. Strom, an absolute stud at Ambrose University, and perhaps flew under the radar a little bit, and he will be a pleasant surprise on the outside for the Timberjacks. But talking to them after the draft, they were pretty happy with the players that they selected, and they felt they got fair value for most of their picks. And last but not least, Vogel LLP Smashing Gavels. They're up on the clock.
Smashing Gavels. Here's Tyler Fraser, head coach.
Head coach Tyler Fraser here to make the picks. Sean Skye, the other coach for the Smashing Gavels.
So, shout out to Andy Hare, owner with Volleyball LLP, general manager Sean Skye, assistant to the general manager John Goldie, and assistant to the general manager Chase Richards. And just before we start, there's a lot of chatter in the back. Can we get you guys to quiet down, please? Quiet in the back. So I'll be doing the honors. Their first pick overall was Taylor Arnett.
Arnett goes 4th overall to the Smashing Gavels, former U of A Golden Bear, an absolute stud in the middle. And Tyler Fraser absolutely happy with that pick. And talking to him after the draft, they wanted Arnett 1st overall even, and they still got him at 4.
Second pick was Regan Fathers.
Reagan Fathers, outside hitter for the Calgary Dinos. Another Aussie native, and he goes in the second round for the Smashing Gavels.
Alex Palmerato, Calvin Seward, Chris Burnett, Connor Frelick, Cody Ejimi, Jackson Brennan, Jao Pedro Ferrer, Lewis Lane, Quinn Bromley, Sam Brisbane, Sean Kendall, and William Bremner.
So a few nationals on this team: Sam Brisbane, Reagan Fathers, João Pedro Freire from Brazil. He's currently working on his eligibility. And for the Smashing Gavels, their favorite value pick, Taylor Arnett, as we had just talked about, 4th overall. And a couple players that they wanted that was sniped by other teams. Jordan Lance, middle from MRU. He was picked up by the Dinos. And Mac McNichol, the JVC Timberjacks, took him. And Lewis Lang, they're excited about him. And he's also trying out for the junior national team. And so we'll see if he will get some games under his belt. And so that will do it for us from the 2018 Calgary Premier League 1 volleyball draft.
I'd like to thank everybody again for coming out. Round of applause for all the athletes. I'm very excited for this season to start, and I want to thank everybody again, especially Home and Away, Volleyball Alberta, and the Volleyball Gym for sponsorships, and also to all of our owners. Thank you guys so much. A big round of applause for them. Also, I have to give another shout to all the volunteers, the registration, the AP, intern, and everybody. Thank you very much. Last thing I want to say is this league means a lot to me, and I am on a really full heart seeing everybody here, being able to play some volleyball, hang out with their friends, and grow a sport that we all love. So I really want to thank you for being around for that, and I want you guys to have a fun time.
Don't forget to check out onevolleyball.org to purchase your tickets for the upcoming games in Calgary. All games will take place at the St. Campus Center Gymnasium, with round 1 going Monday, June 4th, and round 2 taking place June 11th. For the rest of the crew, I'm Jeremy Lee, as we say so long from Home and Away here on 17th Ave, and we'll see you on the court for round 1.
One last thing before we end is Jackie Jones with the most closing remarks.
All right, guys. First of all, I want to reiterate everything Jaren said.